Pokemon prices are actually coming down more and more by the day, and there's a lot of questions happening with what is actually going on with Pokemon cards at the moment. We've had such big rises recently, then we've had big drops, and now it's like there's continuous drops happening throughout the Pokemon space. I believe 2026 is going to be a very, very big year for Pokemon, especially with the 30th anniversary, though it does almost feel like people are saying, hey, is it just a little bit too much? Because, so obviously the big shift that has happened within Pokemon cards recently is that the Scarlet and Violet era ended almost a little bit abruptly because Pokemon Legends ZA, the new video game, which reintroduced Mega Evolution Pokemon after a big 10-year hiatus, they've all came back into the game. They're obviously a very big fan favorite. Now with Legends ZA that came out, we also entered a new Mega Evolution Pokemon TCG era to complement Legends ZA. This was a really kind of abrupt ending to the Scarlet and Violet era. A lot of people thought that there would be more to it, but nowhere in this new era. Now, with this new transition that's taken place and everyone's so excited for it, obviously, a lot of people have also kind of like not been that bullish on Mega Evolution cards, which I will be taking you through in just a second. Though there is just some big things, whether or not people wanted more of the Scarlet and Violet era. Are people more excited for Gen 10, which a lot of people are anticipating will release at the end of 2026, the new video game, and then the TCG era probably the year after that. What is going to happen here? A lot of big questions. Now, we're going on the Mega Evolution Enhanced Booster Box, selling for a whopping $292 in October. Though check out that price drop all the way to 226 US. Little bit of a recovery to 237 US, though you can see the Enhanced Booster Box has definitely fell down quite a substantial amount in price. Enhanced Booster Boxes are the more desired product, and if you are new to collecting, just a very little quick overview of an enhanced booster boxes. Regular booster boxes are 36 booster packs inside, though the enhanced booster box comes with a special promo card or a box topper on top of the booster box. This Mega Evolution Enhanced Booster Box has a Bulbasaur illustration rare, which is pretty actually awesome artwork with a Mega Evolution stamp. That is why it is a very desired product for that reason. Though, here's the thing. While I'm looking at that, yes, $237 has dropped for, whatever it was selling for, $300, 3 months back. But then again, $237 for a brand new booster box is still pretty overs, okay? So there is that discussion that still needs to be had. Moving on to the Gardevoir TCG player. Check this out, $306 in October. Right now selling for $167. That is a price crash. That is just dropping so much. The Mega Evolution era has not been able to kind of hold its position where kind of Destined Rivals left off. Destined Rivals was this final massive Evolving Skies set for the end of the Scarlet and Violet era. No one knew at the time. Then Black Bolt, White Flare came out. And now with this new Mega Evolution era, people were like, oh, Mega Evolution cards, they're going to be coming back. We're so excited. And really, not really. The prices aren't really showing that massive excitement for these cards. I'm interested in that, and I'm very interested to know more so the community's thoughts on what do you think happened with this transition. I'm really want to know what a lot of people think about this. My personal thoughts, okay, and this is just me thinking out loud, is I think that the hype for Mega Evolution Pokemon and the hype for their return was so heavily wanted that it was just this thing that people just had this grandiose idea for Mega Evolution, and it's when they return. And now that they're back, people are like, oh, okay, they're back. It wasn't this thing. I think people overhyped it too much in their heads. I also think maybe that Legends ZA, a lot of people haven't connected there. There's a lot of reasons why this is happening, though it's a little bit of an enigma right now. It's a puzzle. It doesn't make so much sense as a lot of people expected that it would. Now, also, while speaking about these prices, if you are a fan of purchasing Pokemon cards, then that does bring me to today's video sponsor, Misprint. Now, for anyone new to it, Misprint is a US-based marketplace where you can buy and sell Pokemon cards and sealed products at true community-driven prices. One of the aspects that makes Misprint so unique is that they have a buy now and sell now system. This helps you be able to instantly sell your collectibles. So how this actually works, as a buyer, you can set the price you're willing to pay for an item, and if it ever does drop to that price, then the deal happens automatically. Though for a seller, it becomes super useful because you can actually sell one of your products immediately if there's a preset offer. Now you can also download the Misprint Misprint app, which is a very useful tool. So here you can actually scan multiple PSA slabs at once, and it shows you all the current market prices. Having tools like Misprint in the community makes it much better, as it is a community-driven platform. Now, if you do want to try Misprint out, feel free to use my referral code for $5 off your first purchase. A big thanks to Misprint for supporting the channel. Now let's jump back into the video. Moving on to the Lucario Special Illustration Rare, selling for $304 in October. Right now selling for $154 US. Really cool card. Big price drop, right? Massive price drop. Pretty much half price. So whether or not you're buying the Lucario card, whether or not you want to, if you do want to add these cards to your collection, it's kind of approaching a point that, like, yeah, go for it. I mean, why not? Like, they're half price from what they were. They could keep dropping, but yeah, you also have to just be okay with making that decision that, hey, I'm okay buying it when I'm comfortable with the price. One of the issues that happens when prices drop, people keep thinking, oh, they're going to drop more, and then it just stops, and then it kind of starts reversing. There is one card in particular that is having that kind of journey, which I will be showing you in a second, though that can happen, okay? You can have these big price drops, and then a big kind of recovery. And then when the recovery happens, if you've been in the hobby for a while, hey, how big are the recoveries? They're pretty big, right? So that is, just monitor it. Just play with it. Just wear your chains and feel the energy. Moving on to the Kangashkhan Special Illustration Rare, selling for $93. Our favorite Australian Pokemon that's in Kanto, which is not really an Australian region. Isn't that interesting? $61 right now. The Kangashkhan is selling for, 61 bucks. Look, I like this Special Illustration Rare. I've always liked Kangashkhan as a Pokemon, the Mega Evolution as well. Selling for 61 bucks. Pretty good price for an SIR, for very difficult pull rates, and for a Generation 1 Pokemon. To me, it's actually looking like a good price. There is so many Pokemon cards right now that are very expensive. $61 is a good price in terms of such a rare collectible, though does the market think so as well? Few things that have to play out as well. So we just have to see as well. And also, if you do like to stay up to date with all these Pokemon card prices as well, definitely feel free to subscribe to the channel. My name's Phil, and I've been covering topics around Pokemon collectibles for 2 years now. It's been a really awesome journey with a massive community that's been built. So, it's always amazing seeing new faces on board. Now, let's look at the Venusaur Special Illustration Rare, selling for $205 in October. Currently selling for $121. These are big price drops, dude. These are massive, massive price drops that have happened, especially with all those people that started buying earlier. Hey, Mega Evolution Pokemon cards are back. Hey, people went overs. And of course, now there is a little bit of a sobering up or recovery that people are going, wow, that is a bit of that's probably a lot of these price drops are probably more than people are comfortable with. If you buy a card for 300 bucks and it goes down to 240, you're like, well, that hurts. That I didn't expect that. But if you buy a card for $300 and it goes to 150, kind of like that Lucario, or even this Venusaur that's dropped from 205 to 121. In fact, if I pull that into the 6 months, you can actually see, there you go, it was actually selling for $230. Right now selling for $120, which is effectively half price. We're pretty much there. These are big drops. These are big drops, and there's a lot of reasons for it. Pokemon cards, as much as people think that they're not connected to otherworldly things, they very much are. If you are spending big money on these cards, like $300, $400, hey, guess what? You actually care what's happening in the world at the moment, right? You actually have a care factor there. And that means that if you don't think that these Pokemon cards are worth in your collection because you need to keep your job, or you need to make sure that you have money in the bank, or whatever it is, the kind of demographic of people who are paying for this care about the economy, care about worldly things. You have to take that into consideration. So Pokemon cards are very much tied to worldly events as well, because the market of people who are purchasing this are definitely well above or into their 30s, potentially over 35. These people who are spending this money have the disposable income to do so, but they also care about what's happening in the world. Something to consider. Now, the one that is kind of having a bit of a recovery, let's just go into this Charizard from Phantasmal Flames. Pre-release prices for $922. And when that was happening, a lot of people thought, hey, that is going to be the best time to get this card, because we saw the Umbreon from Prismatic Evolutions. This is a Mega Charizard X. Very loved Pokemon. Very great artwork as well. Though the price drop from here was huge. It was actually selling right around Christmas for $464. But now there has been a slight recovery, selling for $512. Nothing too big, but there you go. There has been a bit of a drop-off point where they said, hey, $460 is a little bit too low. Now there is a bit of a recovery. Whether or not it's going to continue to climb, Charizard is in its own league, though Phantasmal Flames, like I've mentioned, and a lot of collectors also feel the same way. It's a little bit of a lackluster set. There just wasn't enough for me to think that Phantasmal Flames is a GOAT set in any shape, way, or form. In fact, I think Mega Evolution base set is leagues above Phantasmal Flames. So there is a lot of things happening there as well. And again, you can see the Phantasmal Flames booster box is selling for $321, went down to $222, and now selling for $247. In fact, it actually did have a low point for $213. Right now, they've gone up to $247, which is like very expensive for what you get. I mean, it's pretty much you open that booster box, you're just hoping for Charizard. There is no way that you're opening Phantasmal Flames to pull anything other than Charizard. It is pretty much the key golden card for that set. Now, moving on to the Sharpedo Special Illustration Rare. $59 US, right now selling for $29. So again, you can see these special illustration rares from Phantasmal Flames are definitely at a bargain, though the reason for that as well is their pull rates are far easier than a lot of other special illustration rares that we've seen. Phantasmal Flames is very much an enjoyable set to open because it is likely that you will pull a special illustration rare with the very generous pull rates, though again, even if you do pull one, you know, paying $230 for a booster box and you pull a SIR that's worth $30, well, you know, well done. That's a little bit the thing with Pokemon cards as well. The return on investment for opening packs is really not that good. In terms of you're very, very likely to lose money. In fact, if you do it, it's actually a very big thing I should be telling all my audience. If you are purchasing Pokemon cards, just do it because, and you want to open them, just do it because you want to enjoy it. Do not think that you are going to be making money. Please do not think that. Oh man, that is a big thing that I see, and the hobby is kind of plagued with that. Like, oh, we're gonna rip packs, we're gonna hit something big. Dude, you will probably not. In fact, anyone that opens packs, you'll know, you will see that reverse holo, that you will see that Pidgeot reverse holo for the 15th time, and you're just gonna be like, why am I doing this? So just don't do it. Just if you want the card, if you want the Sharpedo Special Illustration Rare, if you want the Charizard, you are better off buying the single rather than trying to chase the pack. Now, an interesting one here, the Dawn Special Illustration Rare. Pre-release prices, again, was a bit strange all over the place, $110. We can't really look at that, though the price here was $57 US, and then it's dropped all the way down to $37. It is an interesting SIR, though, you know, the market just isn't there for these trainer Pokemon, especially for the English audiences. They just never have, for the English TCG, they just never really have had that market. Like, a lot of people tried to make the female trainer cards happen in 2023. A lot of people thought that they would catch on. They never did, and they probably never will unless it's a trend. It's just not a staying factor. And the Piplup, we're plupping $29 US. You know, it was looking all right. $30 for a special, $30 for an illustration rare. They're right now selling for $11. And the Mega Lopunny as well was selling for $61 US. Right now selling for $25. Again, big price drop, more than half price off for a pretty interesting card as well, though the market just isn't enjoying these as a lot of people expected. And the special illustration rares are going through a bit of a big journey. Then, you know, with all these things and all this, the future of Pokemon cards right now is a massive topic because a lot of people are wondering, hey, what is actually going to happen in the future? Because right now it's looking good, but what's going to happen for 2026 and beyond? We'll actually do cover that in this video on screen right here. Within this video on screen, I actually go into what's going to happen in 2026 for Pokemon cards and what's going to even happen after that. If you enjoyed this video, definitely feel free to click the video on screen. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video.